Hello, everybody. What is going on? It's your girl Rose here, back at it again with another stories from the Savagelands video. It's been a hot ass minute. Last episode, looking on here was October 15th. Sorry for the inconsistency. November and December were a very busy time for my main channel, doing the advent calendar and whatnot. But we are back and we are going to be, I'd say this out the gate right here, right now. We are going to be doing monthly sessions. Yes, that's right. Holy cow. We're actually going to get back to monthly sessions. I know, crazy. But, anyways, we are recording this right now on December 15th. And if everything goes as planned, this will be uploaded on January 16th, aka the 2-year anniversary of Stories from the Savagelands. These players have given me the urge to drink for 2 freaking years. Love you guys. Also, unfortunately, we have a very large number of people who are unfortunately not going to be with us today. But one of the people is the one, the only, the amazing Jaxo Knight, aka Rexius. Welcome back, my friend. It has been a hot ass minute since you've been here.
Oh yeah, I have missed the last 4 episodes.
Yeah, 4 episodes and a crap ton of stuff has happened. So,
yeah, I'm gonna have to watch them after session so I can figure everything out.
oh yeah, big time. So, if you guys missed out on the last episode, what are you doing? Why are you watching this one? Go check out the last one. But if you just need a quick recap, the heroes were victorious in Deep Slate. They made it back to Scrapheap. On the way, they found out that Hugin's cryo lab has been destroyed and Hugin's wife almost died. So that was a very emotional moment. And then the party helped fend off an attack from the Orcs with the help of a mysterious knight figure. Who is this woman? What is she doing? Well, we're about to find out. So we open the scene on you guys, and by you guys, I mean Hugin and Max and Rexius rushing into the door. And Rexius, you find Hugin and Max, plus a few of your party members who have transformed into pumpkins, that are currently around 2 orcs that have been tied up.
So I examined the entire party, including the pumpkins, which I make a mental note I will come back to later. And I look at the 2 that are still on their feet. Just, is this what happens every time I leave?
Yes. Chaos.
Why is it I assume, I'm gonna gesture to Max, that it's your fault?
It's not my fault. I saved 2 kids. I saved some people. And got some rid of some enemies.
Still.
I did befriend some bandits.
Oh, I should point out that while Rex is wearing his chainmail, he is not carrying his shield, his sword, any of his weapons.
Okay.
Because all of those are in his little pocket dimension for them.
All right. Yeah, you were talking about working on that. So that is on you right now. So, yeah, you do notice looking around that, you're counting the heads of Church and Noah Constantine. So those are the 2 party members you know. But then you notice 2 other pumpkins and you're like, okay, there's 2 more pumpkins. And you don't know where these extra 2 pumpkins came from.
Are we making a pie?
Absolutely not.
I mean, I could make some pie.
I say that while picking up the other 2 pumpkins. Are we making a pie?
I can only
holding up an orc head. I mean, we can make pie. Meat and pumpkin pie.
But those are in fact our friends.
Yeah, we made some friends along the way. While I also Made friends with some bandits. But
And
yes, we made more friends afterwards.
these individuals were under some sort of charm effect, and we merely subdued them instead of killing them.
And as you
Mhm.
finish your sentence, Hugin, you hear some grunting and groaning from the orcs as they begin to come to. They are frantically looking around. Oi! What's going on here? Why are we tied up? Why are you not dead? And who the hell is that guy?
That's our friend, and don't make me beat the shit out of you. And your rest of your buddies, I just hold up another orc head. Oh, they're dead. So let's start interrogating who the hell you work for before you start seeing no god.
Roll an intimidation check.
I thought it was going to.
Yay!
First roll of the session.
Oh my god, a 12. A 12.
Unfortunately, with a 12, the orcs. Ha 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 ha! You expect us to believe that you, a little fox, panda. Actually, we don't know what the fuck you are. You expect us to
You're a
believe
panda.
that you killed our friends.
I mean, I had help with literally my other friends, but yes. And I saved some children, of course, along the way. The reason why I keep saying this is because I do not want people to forget I'm also a good person, yes.
One of the orcs
Just
leans
looking
his
away.
head back and spits in your direction, Max, and says, "We ain't gonna tell you shit."
Okay, we're doing this the hard way. I'm rolling for an unarmed strike. Does a 17 hit? I'm punching him.
See the type of chaos you've been missing out on, Rexius?
Yep. Including, for some reason, me not being the one to intimidate them, even though I'm much better at it.
With a 17 that hits, you punch him right in the face. Pow! Right in the kisser. As blood is dribbling down his nose. He looks like he's got something in his mouth. He turns to the side, spits out a tooth. Is that the best you've got?
You really want to say this to a guy who looks like he's about to croak soon, right? We're gonna intimidate. Oh, you can roll the 14 on his intimidation.
All right. With a 14, Hugin, how do you intimidate the orcs?
Give us the information. Or, I'll just say that you'll find out why revenge is a dish best served cold.
Oh God, I am getting goosebumps. Oh my God, Hugin, give yourself a point of inspiration. And technically, you were one off from the DC, but like, I still have goosebumps. I'm gonna give it to you. To you. All right. Jeez. A man calling himself the Lord of Rust hired us to ravage Scrapheap. He had specifically said not to leave anything standing or anyone alive. He had also told us to destroy something he called a cryo lab and leave the woman that was in there to die, but to spare the elven man. When he came to us, he had an elven man by his side. Fourth wall break, you guys know that the elven man is Locarius. The Lord of Rust told...
Punch him.
The Lord of
Rust... Punch him again.
He's rattling off information right now. I wouldn't do that. The Lord of Rust told us that what Scrapheap was dealt with to kill the party as they made their way into town. Unfortunately, that stupid bitch of a woman right over there, as you see the knight that had been helping you guys out, kind of standing in a corner with her arms crossed. Call me a bitch again. See what happens. All right, I don't want to fuck with that one. Anyways.
I mean, I could just make him not be able to have kids. Just holds up a knife with a little bit of blood and lust intent.
Looking at you with surprised eyes, he kind of returns back to what he was saying. The elven man is making his way to the capital of the Savagelands. And I need everybody to go ahead and make me a history check.
Yay, with a +0, I only made a roll of a 10.
But
I got that real spicy 5.
A real spicy 5.
it really does
Wow.
not matter.
Seriously? I'm the only one who rolled the highest?
Does
Well,
anybody
I'm
want
not
to
on
use
a-
their points of inspiration? Rexius, I don't know how many you had. Well, we'll just say you have one if you want to go ahead and roll.
It's just
Sure.
disappointing.
I mean, I
So that's just a re-roll, or is that a different thing?
Just a reroll.
All right. Had to check. History.
DM, this is hilarious.
That is another 5.
And you want to know what's stupid? All three of them rolled. All three of them have +3 to history.
I've only got a +2.
I rolled a 21.
All
They
right.
all rolled 3s.
Hugin using that point of inspiration. So, Hugin and Max, you guys know that the capital he's talking about is Ironhelm, the most advanced city in all of the Savagelands, due to it being built around and over where the ship crashed. But it is by no means a capital due to how lawless the Savagelands are. And Hugin, with a 21, excuse me, you also know that Ironhelm is powered by the spaceship that crashed and is home of the Knights of the Future Order, which, surprisingly enough, you guys know from the badge that is on her, not her left shoulder plate. You guys don't know exactly who the Knights of the Future are, unless, Hugin, you want to make another history check.
I mean, I can try. Give me 1 second. Come on. Well, that's not bad. It's a 15.
A 15 will definitely, it will definitely be enough. So, with a 15, you guys, Hugin, you know that the Knights of the Future are a order of knights, whether they be fighters, paladins, just anyone can join, basically. But their goal is to basically try and bring law to the lawless lands, but they're by no means a dictator or a tyranny or anything like that. They just basically want to make sure that, like, people aren't just killing for the sake of killing. Like, you gotta have rules in place. And so the Knights of the Future are kind of an order that are looking to try and make the Savagelands just at least slightly a better place. But after all of that information, Hugin, do you relay that to your party?
Affirmative. I also inform them that apparently I was under the miscomprehension that these individuals were charmed. It is
they
clear
were.
that the most large.
You
all right.
Yeah, you had found that out last episode. He had the Orcs said that they were hired, but Hugin, you know for a fact that they were not hired. They were in fact charmed. They were forced to do this. But the Orcs are still under the impression that we did this of our own choice.
So the charm effects have yet to wear off. Understood.
Yeah.
If you actually want to make a
charm.
Arcana check, Hugin.
Can do that. All right, 25. What is that?
These charm effects are permanent. You've never quite seen a charm effect like this, but it's basically their memory has been modified and they are like And you think to yourself, if this group of orcs that attacked not only your cryo lab, but also Scrapheap, if they were charmed permanently, you guys might have another threat on your hands. Those being the orcs.
I turn to
So
the
that
young lady.
sounds bad, but
Do you have the means to do it?
I have to mute again. He's trying to come in and.
Because I don't. The best I can do is cryogenically freeze them.
You are talking to the knight, correct?
That would be a correct assumption.
Could you please repeat the question? You were cutting in and out.
Yeah.
I inquired as to if she had the capacity to remove this charm effect, or do we need to find a temporary solution?
So these guys think they did it, and the jerk who caused this make them think they did it out of their own free will. If there is a way to get them to be fixed, or a way to get rid of this, that'd be great, because that sounds like it would be our problem in the future.
So the knight speaks up and she says, well, unfortunately, I don't. I was sent out here with a squad of men and women, and unfortunately, I am the only survivor. On my way back, I saw this town was in trouble, and I couldn't just stand idly by. I had to act. But my mission is clear. I need to return to Ironhelm, and it looks like you all need to go to Ironhelm as well. This Locarius man, I don't know too much about him, but it sounds like he's going to be a problem.
That would be correct. These individuals, however, are being charmed, don't necessarily deserve to die.
Yeah, I mean, even if they did the crime, it's not in their own free will. And I guess that, I mean, I don't know how anybody would just toss somebody in prison or something that's obviously they did it against their own will. I don't know if there's a law, but then again, it's a lawless land, so they'd likely get executed.
Really holding them.
So are you guys having this conversation out loud?
No, we're whispering to each other because the fact that we don't want to get the orcs to hear this. Because if they are still under that, even if they're charmed, we don't want to risk giving them a reason to try to escape.
I ironically believe that prison might be an acceptable answer until they are no longer under this magical effect. Do you perhaps have a holding cell?
They gotta go through. Oh wait, this again. I forget. This place doesn't actually have laws, so.
Longer.
So the knight speaks up and says, I mean, theoretically, we could bring them to Ironhelm, but I don't think the people would be too keen on orcs in their town, even if it is being held. We can try to hold them here.
Oh, but I mean, I point out literally the destruction of this town. I'm not sure that'd be a great idea, because they could easily break out. Or what if the people who were so-called hired them try to release them and get them back under their control again and use them to cause more problems?
Well,
here's the problem I have. If we leave them in a cell, they will, without any supervision, they will starve to death. And if we kill
or
them,
escape,
that would be morally wrong. And if we basically, let them go, the chances are they will try to kill us again.
yeah, especially how the way we treated them technically, and knowing orcs, they would want revenge.
And then we have the added situation where if we attempt to take them with us, they will become a problem, and chances are, if we run into hostiles, they themselves will use that as a chance to attack us.
It
Yeah,
is
so
quite the dilemma, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, we could easily just knock them out. Make sure they stay tied up, and we need as a temporary prison to hold them for now. We can't bring them into our wagon, because then they would be also a problem, because if they got charmed once, who's to say they'll get charmed again, and by the same being,
As
and be
you guys
forced to
are
try to
having
kill us?
this conversation, the mayor of Scrapheap walks in and he says, I have a place where we can temporarily hold these orcs, so long as you plan to come back and deal with them.
Yes.
Oh, we very much will have to deal with them.
Or whatever it is that is affecting their minds.
All right, well, I guess at this point two civilians, rather muscular civilians, kind of they pick the
Ooh.
orcs up and toss them over their shoulders like lumberjacks and are just walking, and the orcs are just like, oi, put me down, as they walk away from view. And with that, your guys' mission is clear. You have to make it to Ironhelm. And Ironhelm, Mark, I forgot to tell you this. It's gonna be a 10-day travel. It's not gonna be an easy one, that's for sure. But if you get started now, you guys should be able to make it before Locarius, because everything's kind of been happening so quickly. Maybe there's a chance you could beat him. Jeez Louise, I need a stabilizer for this damn monitor.
Here's what's going to happen. We are going to be in for quite the ride. We're essentially going to have to trust our new companion in order to handle things should the arcane storm start. In the meantime, we need to get going.
Yeah, we might want to check the weather too. I'm gonna cast Druidcraft. I still remember. I still have that. I don't know why. I don't question it, but yeah, I just cast Druidcraft to see the weather, to see what the weather's gonna be like for today, so that in case of amount of storms,
So the weather for today is clear. No chance of mana storms or anything like that.
Today's clear, I guess. I guess that means it's a go. We can trust our companion, because I mean she did help us, take down the orcs and at least give us a solution to our issue, and is the solution.
All right.
Afraid that
So
that
if the
only
party
affects-
is in agreement, it is time to start traveling.
Let's rock and roll.
Woohoo!
Before we get started, nothing anybody needs to do in town first. Your
That depends
wagon is
entirely
still
on how
stocked
much money I
up
have on it.
from your last trip, and you guys have more than enough rations and stuff to last the 10 days.
We have
In my case, it might
we have
depend.
water.
How much would it cost for Rex to get himself like a sidearm?
A sidearm?
Is it even accessible in this town?
That's a good point.
You actually do find, amidst the wreckage and the chaos, there is a store that was left rather untouched, the general goods store. As you walk in, you do see that on the rack, most of the weapons are gone, but you do see one pistol left.
All right. So let's see how much it's gonna run me, because I need to know if I can afford to get it.
The
probably
shopkeep looks
say
you
it's
up
gonna
and
be less.
down, and he says, "Hey, were you one of the ones that helped fend off against the orcs?"
Well, I'm traveling with them at least.
I just come up and just said, "Yep, he was one of us." Definitely gonna try to lie so that he doesn't have to pay a high price.
And he got
I
a
guess that's gonna
natural
be
1 on
deception.
his insight. So don't even bother rolling deception.
I was gonna say I could roll she deceived. I just told the truth, so I could have rolled for persuasion as well.
Fair enough. But yeah, he got a natural 1, so he says, "You helped get rid of those bastard orcs." And he takes the firearm off the mount and gives you a box of 10 bullets. He says, "These are on me," sliding them on the counter towards you.
Pat him on the back and said, "Shush, you do
I
understand
I
this is a
tap him
good
on the
thing, right?"
shoulder. Thank you, my friend. This will be of more use than you know.
All right. Anything else anybody needs to do in town?
I'm gonna check I'm gonna check my inventory, see if I need anything more.
If there are libraries or any place that there might be spells or anything of that nature. I would like to check that
Unfortunately, the
out.
library was one of the things that kind of got destroyed.
Oh, yeah,
I mean-
remember?
Oh, there might be something. Worst case scenario, I find nothing.
Well, I'm gonna see if they got any range, any good range weapons other than me having a short bow and this boomerang.
So if there is no chance, I'm not going to bother rolling then.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is no chance for the library thing. As for Max with your little trip in the general goods store, you actually do find a longbow.
Ooh.
And he says the same thing. Hey, you got rid of those orcs. Take that on me.
I didn't even have to lie. I technically did.
If there is something I could use, I would
Ooh,
like.
I'll grab the longbow and that'll be equipped because that's gonna be very helpful for in case of long range because this thing goes from 150 to 600 feet.
Yeah, longbows are freaking crazy.
Yeah, I am definitely gonna be very happy with this longbow. He and his longbow are gonna have some
Useful
maniac moves.
before we go.
Say that one more time,
I
Hugin.
May I check the general store for something useful before we go?
At the general store, you're gonna find things like your rations, and whatnot. However, you do see a book lying on the ground. As you pick it up, you flip through the pages, and bear with me a moment. Wrong dice. You flip through the book and you actually find a few spells, those being Acid Splash, Ray of Sickness, and Firebolt.
useful spells for you.
One of those is a spell that is actually a leveled spell. The other two are cantrip DM.
Don't underestimate cantrips. In case we run out of spell slots, cantrips are a way to go. Also, Acid Splash sounds very helpful. If we're dealing with those mechanical monstrosities, we could use Acid Splash and, dissolve them.
I'm sending the DM.
Sending the DM something. All right, let me open up my notes, or my Discord, not my notes.
Sickness would be good for organic beings, too.
Oh,
And
ow. Oh, that did not feel good. Don't you just hate it when you go to stretch out your foot and then, like, the middle of it just starts cramping up for no reason?
It just happens. Our bodies just, even when we are in our youth, decides to break down so fast. The moment you hit 18, it is just when you're actually physically peaked. It's just our body just hates us. It's evil.
All right. So with oh, hang on. Oh, there's that dreaded text. I knew it was only a matter of time before that happened. Encoding overload. Consider turning down your video settings or using a faster encoding preset. I freaking hate it when it does this crap. So if the video is extremely laggy or if I'm like, I am extremely sorry. I thought I had these settings fixed already, but I guess I didn't.
That should
So,
be the caption.
so with that, you guys are ready to set out. And you begin your 10 days travel. First day comes and goes, nothing happens. Same thing with the second day. Clear skies both days. However, as you're setting... Oh, yeah.
Can I, during one of those days, could I please transcribe Ray of Sickness into my book?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You should be doing that while we're still going. I mean, there's no one going to stop you.
The knight is actually the one who is driving the carriage. So you guys are all chilling in the back.
I'm just taking a big snooze, making sure, and also keeping track of the supplies at the same time.
Out of curiosity, who is the one that currently has the bucket to summon Bucket?
I do.
Yeah, Bucket's not been with us literally in the entire time because it was with our companion who didn't show up until now. I'm sorry. So Bucket's been out of action for a while.
Bucket is chilling in the bucket. Now that Rexius has returned to us. And I am gonna go ahead and send you all the link to go ahead and get, so that way we can do combat.
Oh no. But yeah, it was bound to happen. I'm guessing more orcs. Or mechanical monstrosities. Either one.
All right. It
Either
is
one really angry giant corn cob named Bill.
All right. Link is posted in general, and what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and pause the recording so that way we're not having this awkward silence. So we will be right back. All right, and we are back. As you can see, I finally got Owlbear Rodeo to work. Thank freaking God.
Don't jinx yourself.
Oh, yep. Damn. And also, I'm going to play a little sample. I don't know if I don't think my D&D players will be able to hear it unless I do some Discord messing around, which I will do that next session. But for the current, so the viewers are actually hopefully able to hear this. Pause for effect. All right, so it's showing on my end that the bars are bouncing and everything's good. The unfortunate downside is the music is also playing in my ears, which kind of makes it a little distracting, but now we finally have combat music, and I'm going to go ahead and pause this right now so that way I can explain what's going on. So that song right there is called Reckless Attack, in parentheses, Mech Combat, by Arcane Anthems. Arcane Anthems is super awesome and has said, hey, you guys are open to use this for your D&D campaigns. I plan on expanding this to include some of his other music and potentially a video game soundtrack if I'm lucky. So,
yeah, that's if the video game soundtrack allows it.
Yeah, thankfully, the video game in question, which I will not say because I want it to be a surprise, they have posted a TikTok saying, hey, do what you want with our music. I just have to find that video and double check to make sure there's no fine print.
Mm-hmm.
But as everyone can see, coming up, you guys see 4 scrappable wolves coming towards you. It is now
Max just
time
screams.
for everybody's
I scream.
favorite thing, rolling for initiative.
I just turned to Hugan and said, "Told you so. We needed acid splash."
Really? Wow. Same roll every time.
We have a nat 1 in the first nat 1 of the game.
Who not won?
I got a nat
I had
20.
a nat 1 plus 2. It's a 3. I'm last.
I got a
I
3
got a-
minus 1, too.
I got a 23 on my initiative.
All right, Hugan with the 23. And people on OBS are going to see a bunch of weird stuff happening. I probably should have had this set up beforehand, but oh well. Max, what did you get, my friend?
I got a 3. I had a nat 1 plus 2.
Rexius, I see you got a 2. I am not judging.
But
That- that's the
I have
third
the
three
I
I've
have the
rolled in a
first
row.
I have the first nat 1 of the session.
All right, the knight got herself a modified 20. Oh,
Dang.
that's not the knight. That is Bucket. So knight modified
Oh,
20,
look, yay.
and then Bucket. I basically have a thing for Bucket, so whenever there's combat, she'll sense it and pop out. And Bucket got herself a 4. So now I need to do some sizing, and I'm gonna put that there. Once again, it's a thing of where the my players can't see it, but my the people watching this video are able to. So now let's just do a quick thing of putting everybody in order.
Oh, and I'm the smallest of the party because basically I'm 2'8". I'm way shorter than Bucket.
DM, did you hear that I got a nat 20? And I got a 23 total for my initiative.
I do see that because of that nat 20, you do have a point of inspiration. Anytime anybody gets a nat 20, I don't know if I've incorporated this rule yet, but I do this in my family games. Anytime someone gets a nat 20, they get a point of inspiration.
Because dang, that is impressive.
Exactly. All right. So initiative is set up, which is fantabulous. All right. So
Woo.
I'm going to get the music playing. And hopefully everything works. All right. So we are going to go with the top of the round, Hugan.
We're not seeing yet.
Say that one more time.
I'm not seeing any hostiles yet on the screen.
Oh, do I have them hidden?
Roll up.
Apparently they're all hidden.
I saw the hostiles.
Hugan,
So if you scroll up towards the top of the screen, they're up there. They're just slightly out of view.
Just scroll up. Scroll up. If you can't see it still.
Alright, all of them need to make a constitution save.
Oh!
Made with any stone. They do so at disadvantage.
All right, a Constitution saving throw.
This is gonna be fun.
And bear with me for just a moment. I forgot to pull up the stat block for the wolves, because this is not the only encounter you guys have. Wink, wink.
Oh! I can
Oh,
sense
no.
future dread.
And, I mean, Rexius, they're your favorites. Scrapable wolves. I'm sure you don't have any PTSD from them.
The whole reason I had to find forms of ranged combat.
All right, so that is, you said a constitution, correct?
Yes, and if they're made with any stone, they do so at disadvantage.
They are not made out of stone. They are made out of metal. That is a 14. Does that save?
No, it does not.
Oh, dang. Okay. So it looks like they are all taking 13 points of damage. And looking at their HP, they all explode.
Oh, that was fast.
Yep. They all have 11 HP each. So they each take 13 damage. They all do their self-destruct thing. And there is enough distance between you guys and the Scrapple wolves that you will not have to worry about damage from the self-destruction. So yeah, that was a extremely quick combat. Jeez Louise.
I high five.
Not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting that. All right, so we are going to pause real quick so I can get everything set back up, and we'll be back. And we are back. Back to the regular setup. The black void with just the screen in the right corner. I plan on fixing that. I just need to get updated art from my thumbnail artist, who will actually be doing the thumbnail for this video. So that is going to be awesome. Anyways, moving on.
The Lord of Rust tries to take away the DM's electronics.
All right, so you guys now have 5 Scrapple wolves that are just blown up.
Loot!
Yeah, why not?
I attempt to remove the carcasses and use them for my own purposes. See what I can salvage the various any types of parts. Those things can be used to build new cryogenic tubes. Well, parts of them can be.
I'll take the scrap metal too. I'll take any part of the scrap metal. See if I can, sell them or make a new one.
So anyone who is looting these bodies with the intent of gathering internal components or scrap metal, I'm going to need y'all to make me a tech check, which I just realized, Rexius, you haven't been here for that. The tech skill is a brand new skill that I have introduced. It uses your intelligence modifier. And so tech checks can be used for like identifying high-tech weaponry, identifying or working with tech. Basically, it's an all-encompassing thing, and rather than rolling an investigation, I will have you all roll a tech check. Keep in mind, Hugin, that because you built the cryo lab and all of that, you are proficient in tech.
Oh, so we roll intelligence save technically?
Yeah, that's how I would go about it, or just do a blank D20 roll and add your initiative modifier.
I don't have an intelligence modifier, so for me it was the same anyways.
If we're rolling an intelligence...
So, 13!
With a 29.
All right, yeah, Rexius and Hugin both with the nat 20s. Go ahead and give yourselves points of inspiration for that. And Max with an 11, you guys are able to...
Plus 2. 11 plus 2, I have 13.
Oh, 13, my apologies.
You said add initiative. Mm-hmm.
You guys, just from accumulatively, altogether, jeez Louise, altogether, you guys are able to gather about 25 pounds of scrap metal components, things like that. Keep in mind
I pat the DM. My character breaks fourth wall just to pat the DM on the back for trying.
All right. So with that done, you guys continue to make your way forward. As you're making camp on the night of day 3, Max, I assume you've been casting Druidcraft to figure out
Yeah.
what the you
Weather
notice
is.
that tomorrow there's a mana storm, and based on what the Druidcraft is telling you, it's gonna be an all-day thing. So now you guys have a choice. There is no settlement nearby. You guys realistically would not be able to turn back before the mana storm hits. So are you guys going to hunker down and try and survive the mana storm? Or are you guys gonna keep traveling?
We might want to hunker down, guys, because this is a mana storm, and feeling how bad it is, I'd say we need to hunker down and knock out the spellcasters, please.
Well,
Hey,
hold on, because
Because if we
all
keep
we
traveling,
really
it's bad.
it could be, but honestly, if there's nowhere safe to hunker down, might be smarter to stay in the carriage, and those of us who won't be as affected by the storm can just keep going.
and that's essentially.
True.
I will cast sleep on myself again.
So right now
you could
it is
use
a thing of
Not myself.
the knight who has not introduced herself. She would be affected by the mana storm. Rexius,
Oh.
because you have a level in sorcerer and they are full casters, you are affected
Mhm.
by the mana storm. Bucket is affected by the mana storm. Hugin is affected by the mana storm. And Max, because she's a half caster, is affected by the mana storm.
Yeah, paladins are also half casters, so would have been
let's-
affected to some degree, anyways.
So I'd say hunker down, as in use the carriage and, try to protect the carriage and make it, at least not blown away by the mana storm. That would be a perfect idea. So let's knock each other out so that we don't have a problem, because we don't have anybody who can continue to journey.
Like I didn't think that it would come to this. All right, so here is the thing. We have the most logical situation. We need to basically just keep going, even into the storm. We
But
can't.
we
If a moving target is harder to deal with than a still one, and there is no possibility that
yeah,
all
but
of us will be knocked
what if
out.
we lose our sanity? Remember what the mana storm does to people.
Well, unless can anybody drive the carriage out of all of us?
Realistically,
The
it's
rest
a
of
thing of, so kind of going a little bit more, or maybe giving a refresher on Mana Storm. Theoretically, you guys could travel through the Mana Storm. It's a thing of, you guys are going to accumulate what is known as Mana Mist. And basically each stack of Mana Mist increases your chances of being hit by a Mana Bolt. And keep in mind, any spells that are cast only have a 25% chance of succeeding, of like actually being cast.
Mhm.
And if you guys manage to contract Mana Burn, which is what happens when you get struck by a Mana Bolt, the only way it can be cured is with a Greater Restoration spell. Or to cut off the area of effect.
I mean, none of us have greater restoration.
I
So
mean,
maybe
we wouldn't-
most of us should sleep in the carriage, and one of us stays awake to drive.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Lord. I have magic.
All of us have magic. We don't have anybody who's not magical. The knight's magical. Bucket's magical. He's a full caster. I'm a half caster. You're a full caster.
I think realistically, Hugin being the only complete full caster is probably the one in the most danger here.
That
Yeah,
and
but also
Bucket.
Hugin too. And
Hmm?
also Hugin.
Hugin
Yeah.
is affected, and Bucket because she has 2 levels in Cleric.
Okay. Yeah,
But
that's why I
Bucket
said I
can be
think
going,
Hugin would be
but
the
we
most
could put
effective.
Bucket inside.
Bucket's usually
I think
in the
we could-
bucket.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And we
think
could
the
just split the
smartest thing
bucket
to
up to
do
down.
would be for most of us to rest, and Max can drive the carriage.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, I am immune to little exhaustion, so that's good idea, but also bad idea. Because what if something happens and I end up going? You've seen those You see what happens when those things full casters and half casters. What happens when they're getting the mana storm, right?
There is a chance that if, like, when it comes to the mana burn, if it is not cured, you do become a necromana, but it's also a thing of, bear with me for just one moment.
Mm.
I miss the days
Oh, yeah.
when I could just hide in my bunker.
Okay, never mind. The
I
thing I
regret
was about to say. So basically, when it comes to the mana storm, you guys theoretically should be able to ride through it. You're just gonna have to avoid any necromanas that appear.
And yeah, that's the bad thing. Even if you're a moving target or a knocked out target, they're not exactly gonna grab us if we're seen as not alive.
I already rolled a 31 on my sleep spell.
Oh boy. Nope, I'm basically gonna have to drive the carriage and basically fear for my life because those things will target me because I'm a living thing going through a mana storm.
All right. So, you guys, after the kind of tension of trying to figure out what to do, you guys get some rest, and sure enough, when you wake up, that mana storm is happening.
Hmm.
Well, I'm still out like a light. I cast sleep on myself. I'm just gonna sit there indefinitely. I'm
So,
gonna mute myself.
I'm by myself. I'm scared.
Max, you are indeed by yourself.
Mm.
And I don't know what I was rolling that for.
No,
all right.
no.
Fun.
Yeah, just for funsies. But so you're making your way through, absolutely freaking terrified, seeing these necromanas, and you've never really seen them up close, but they are basically gray-skinned zombies with tattered clothing. You know,
I'm no
tattered
traumatized.
pants and shirts, and parts of their flesh are missing, and their eyes glow a very bright light blue. As a few necromanas take a look at you, they open their mouths and begin to sing their siren song. Go ahead and make
shit!
me a charisma saving throw.
I know I'm gonna fail, so guys, I'm sorry, but you basically sacrificed me in the same time. So, an 8. I am sorry I failed.
Max, do you have any
yeah.
points of inspiration?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you immediately stop the carriage as you are affected by the siren song, as you dismount and walk towards the necromanas. They are about 60.
Wouldn't the stopped carriage wake up some people in here?
It might not wake up Hugin, but it would very likely wake up me.
I just rolled a percentile
Yay!
dice. Rexius, you are awake. You have noticed that the wagon has stopped abruptly. When you peek outside to figure out what's going on, you see Max slowly walking towards a group of necromanas singing their siren song. And because you have opened the door and peeked your head out, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Is it a Constitution or a charisma save?
I meant to say charisma. I'm sorry. Why did I say
Charisma.
Constitution? I have no idea.
I don't know.
Fuck.
Oh dear God!
I'm gonna use my point of inspiration on that one.
Okay, all right.
Please save me!
Come on.
I am waiting.
Please.
There we go.
Okay, there
Yes!
we go. Nat 20. You got your point of
On that
inspiration
one,
back.
please.
And so you are successfully able to resist the siren's song. Now, you know from just being in the Savagelands, if you can, like, make physical contact, whether it's a shake or a punch or anything like that, they will snap out of the siren song.
Shake, please don't punch.
And they are about 10 feet from you, 30 feet away from the necromanas.
So I'm going to hop out and run over to Max. And I'm not gonna bother to shake her. I'm not gonna punch her. I'm going to pick her up and throw her back at the carriage.
Okay.
Does
So,
that-
Max,
I stop
you-
questioning.
when you kind of zoned out during the siren song, like in your head, you're like, oh God, oh fuck. But your body kind of just like had no control. You all of a sudden feel yourself being picked up, thrown, and you are going to take 4 points of damage as you slam into the back of the wagon and come to. Well, not come to, snap out of the siren song.
I wake up and said, son of a bitch, that... Ah! My God damn it! Thank you!
You're welcome. Just
Now
get
you-
back to the friggin' carriage, and I'll pull out my gun and kind of point it at the necromanas as I'm backing up in case I have to shoot them.
I
It
shut
is
the
a
door.
thing of they are walking towards you, but they are moving very slow. You guys could easily outmaneuver.
Yeah, I'm just staying inside a carriage. I did not want to open it up because I do not want to go back into that state again. I have that. I doubt I would roll high enough on charisma.
Yeah,
My charisma's not that high.
once I get back, I'll toss Max into the carriage and I'll take over driving.
All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're traveling for about 30 minutes, and you notice another group of necromanas who very much notice you and open their mouths to begin singing their siren song. Go ahead and roll me a charisma saving throw.
All right. Oh, I just realized I should have my point of inspiration back since when I used it last time I got that natural 20.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
you do.
so
But
charisma
yeah, but I feel
save.
like we need to wear earplugs.
25 again.
Okay, you get yourself
Yay!
another point of inspiration, and you are able to tune it out and just keep moving. The rest of the time you're moving around, and you notice that the area seems as you're moving, you're seeing less and less necromanas. But as you look down, you notice you're covered in a faint blue mist. As you hear a
Shit.
crack from the sky above you.
Uh-oh.
A bright
well-
blue bolt crashes down, zooms across your face, and hits the ground next to you, turning the sand, basically because it has enough heat and electricity, basically turning that small area into glass.
I just yelled from the carriage, you good, dude? Please, you might wanna, I wish there was a way to drive the carriage inside the carriage.
I'm good. I'm gonna keep
Sweet.
going. I'll even try to speed up.
All right, so speeding up a little bit, you do hear the clouds begin to rumble again as another bolt. Oh fuck. Oh, no, wait. No, I read that wrong. Yep, another bolt. This time not even right in front of your face, kind of up and over, hits you.
Uh-oh.
But now, because
Yes.
you've been in this mana storm for a while, it's going to be easier for a mana bolt to hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. We're gonna have to amputate you.
And luckily, another bolt whizzes past you. Enough time has passed where you're making headway, you're going as fast as humanly possible, and finally you notice that the clouds begin to part as this mana storm is now over.
Okay.
And with that, you guys make camp for the day and kind of just take in a deep breath and relax. The next several days, you guys were on day 4, so day 5, day 6, and day 7, nothing is really going on. Day 8, however, you start about an hour into your journey. If you guys will pop on to Owlbear Rodeo, you notice. Oh, wait. All right, guys, pause. I will pause and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back, and as you can see, the party is currently being faced by 2 Scrapable scorpions. But these aren't your normal scorpions. These are giant scorpions. I need everybody to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Wait, are we out of the mana storm now?
Yes, we are out of the. You guys are out of the mana storm.
First, I'm gonna slap. I'm just gonna shake Hugin awake.
All right, I'm getting up. Oh crap, I see things out there. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
I
The
like.
first time I didn't get a nat 1.
We're all
Right.
getting ready to fight, and Hugin's like, "Where did I put my pants?"
Honey, where are my pants?
Oh, I'm also gonna wake up everybody inside the carriage, and I just turned to Hugin and said, "Yeah, so you know that idea you had around me being inside the mana storm driving? So who you think is driving right now? Because I almost got caught by literally zombies. Because those things, those creepy ass necromana creatures, yeah, they siren songed me, and I failed to pass something that obviously I failed to resist them, and I almost got eaten."
That quiet. I don't really know how to respond to any of this.
Oh, he can tell you. Max
Don't
can
know
tell you. He saw one of those, and those things are terrifying.
All right, well, I have to get ready. I cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
And I gave
then
you your pants.
Yes, and then I'm going to put on my pants.
Rex, what is your initiative modifier?
-1, so I got an 18.
Okay, so the knight goes before you, and then Hugin for once not going first. Interesting.
You just need that destructive power.
Max, what is your initiative modifier?
+2.
And Hugin, what's yours?
Mine is +3.
All right, so Hugin goes first.
I'm shocked.
Well, Hugin
Normally
goes.
the person who's I'm shocked because the rogue normally supposed to be faster than a full caster, but okay. But I'm a rogue ranger, so that makes sense. I've been held back by ranger. But it's needed.
All right, bear with me. Still trying to update the initiative tracker.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Out of character, Max. go ahead.
So, gonna move this up here, get the music going. All right, we are starting this off with round 1, Bucket. So, Bucket popping out of her, Bucket, noticing the scrappable scorpions that are now in front of everybody. She is going to keep her distance, staying where she is, and she is going to cast a Guiding Bolt. So that's going to be a +4 to hit. She got a 10, which is a miss. As the Guiding Bolt whizzes past the scorpion. That is the end of Bucket's turn. Now it is the Knight's turn. The Knight, unfortunately, not having any form of ranged combat, is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, get up into melee range and whack a scorpion. If I can navigate the sheet properly. With a 16 to hit, and that hits, and she is going to deal 10 points of damage to the giant scorpion. Okay, hang on one second. I totally forgot. I don't have an HP tracker. All right, 10 points of damage, and they have that much HP. So that's going to be that, and then... All right. And let me just double check to see. Yep, she can do an extra attack. So she is going to do that.
Woohoo!
With a 19 to hit. So that hits. And she's only doing minimum damage of 16. But that's still better than nothing.
I'm just going to be the sniper. Because now we have a longbow. Because I do not want to be the one who is tossed in right in front of them, trying to bite their mechanical legs with acid.
All right, and so that was the Knight's turn, and is now Rex's turn. On deck is Hugin.
All right, so I'm going to move about 15 feet over here.
All right.
That way the knight is not directly in my path. And then I'm going to pull out my sidearm and firebolt.
All right. Firebolt.
It's a 16 to hit.
A 16 to hit. That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Woohoo!
10 damage.
All right. 10 damage.
I don't believe I have any extra attacks or anything, so I think that's all I got.
All right. For those of you at home being like, wait, what? Firearm? Yeah. Rexius is awesome like that and is using their gun as their spellcasting focus because I'm awesome like that. All right, so that was Rex. So now it is Hugin, and on deck is Max.
All right. They all need to make
I'm gonna snipe.
a Constitution save. I am once again doing Shatter.
All right, a Constitution saving throw. I swear, if this is another short combat, I'm going to be very sad. I put a lot of time into these. All right, Constitution.
Not our fault. We have a spellcaster with the power of fire.
That is a 13. Does that save?
No, it does not. They are taking 10 thunder damage.
One scrappable scorpion is looking very much hurt, whereas the other one looks like it is hurt. You can see some dents in the metal and whatnot. However, it's not nearly as bad. So that was Hugin's turn. Unless you have something else.
I still
Hugin.
want to do bonus action Blade Song.
Oh, Blade Song. All right, with that, it is now Max's turn, and on deck are the enemies.
I will be right back.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my god, a nat 20 with a longbow.
All right. Which one are you targeting? The one on the left or the one on the right?
I attack the one that's the most damaged.
So a 24 is definitely going to hit. Keep in mind my crit rule. So you automatically do the full amount of damage plus you roll an extra die. So I believe it's 1d8 on a longbow. So you automatically do 8, then roll another d8, and then add any modifiers.
It's, the D&D Beyond says 2d8 plus 2.
Yeah, that's the D&D version of it. I hate that version because you could roll 2 dice and get 2 1s, and it's kind of weak and pathetic.
Okay, so I'll just roll that, and I'm guessing I'm gonna add another 8.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
Okay, roll.
1d8 and then add it to the 8.
Okay, let me roll these. Okay, that's 11 crit. Now I'm guessing I'm adding the extra 1d8, so that's 13 damage in total.
All right, it seems we got a little bit of confusion. Ignore the crit damage for the longbow. Basically, you're going to do a separate d8 roll, and then you're going to add that to your 8. And then it seems like you've got a +2. So in this, I'll let you re-roll, but in this example, it would be 8 plus 2 plus 2, which would be 12 damage. So I'll let you go ahead and re-roll that 1d8.
Okay, so I'm rolling the D&D Beyond's 1d8 plus 2, and then adding the 1d8 I'm gonna roll next.
All right. So you got a
That's
10.
a 10.
So don't roll anything else. So you did.
So I can't roll this extra 1d8?
All right. The way I explain it is super confusing. I do deeply apologize for it. So the way I do it is you automatically. Okay, so imagine the 2d8 scenario that D&D does, right? You're imagining that?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you take away one of those dice and make it an 8. So you automatically do 8 damage. So instead of 2d8, because you took that one dice away to make 8, you roll 1d8 plus your modifiers. Does that make a little more sense?
So I just basically did like 10 damage plus 2.
Yeah, so like you automatically did 8, and then you rolled the longbow damage 8 plus 2. So you did 18 damage. See what I mean? It makes your crits feel more powerful. And that crit was enough to defeat the first Scrappable Giant Scorpion. However, the self-destruct activates. So it is a 5-foot cube, so tracing the outline for the viewers. As a matter of fact, I'll actually go ahead and do a square, and that blue square that just appeared on the map, that is the area of effect. So now
it's Scream at the Night. Watch out!
Bear with me for just a moment. I forgot to pull up the rules again. Okay, it is now the knight has to make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw. She so almost got a 1, but it flipped to a 19, and she got a 25. So she will only be taking half damage from this. So that is 1d12. And she only takes 1 point of damage. With how I picture it is you shouted, "Look out!" And she was prepared and it preemptively jumped out of the way and just had to deal with a little bit of the blast radius. All right, so that was Max's turn. And let me flip over
Yeah,
to...
that crit. Yeah, how did I shot it? Just with the crit, I just aim between the eyes.
All right. Do you have any
Like,
sort of extra attacks or anything?
let me check my bonus action. My bonus action action in combat would be 2-weapon fighting, but my cunning action, I can just hide.
All right.
I'm gonna just hide.
So I'm
I'ma
going to
just
put
hide.
this red ring around the scorpion that Max killed, representing that it is dead. And now we are going to move to the enemies. The scorpion is going to move 5 and then 10 right up to the knight and is going to do 3 attacks.
No.
The first 2 are going to be with its claws.
Please miss, please miss, please miss.
The first one hits for 4 points of damage.
I really hope this knight survives because we need the knights. Understand?
Second attack.
Guys, we need.
Oh,
We
wait,
definitely
I
do
rolled the
need a
wrong
knight
dice.
because they know the place.
The second attack hits for 5 points of damage. And the third attack is going to be with its stinger.
Hmm.
Thankfully,
So much worry.
the stinger misses. And that is going to be the enemies. So we are now effectively on round 2. And it is now Bucket's turn. Bucket, seeing their knight friend getting hurt, she is going to... Let me flip to the map. 5, 10, 15, 20, up to the knight, and is going to... bear frickin' with me for a moment. I have so many windows open, it's not even funny. She is going to cast Cure Wounds at first level and heal the knight for 8 HP. Which almost brings the knight up to full, actually, so that's really good. Speaking of the knight, it's the knight's turn, and she is immediately going to take a swing at the scorpion. That was almost a natural 1. That is going to hit for 8 points of damage. Bear with me for a moment. I'll just use that too. Alright, they have that much HP left. And then second attack is going to be a hit for another 6 points of damage. All right, and with that, it is it's Rex's turn.
All right, so since the knight already got healed, I don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet right about here. And fire another firebolt.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
That is 14.
Bear with me just one moment. Let me double check. That is a miss, unfortunately.
Okay. Then that is the end of my turn.
All right, so that means it's Hugin, and on deck is Max.
I see this thing.
I attacked that thing. I realized, oh yeah, those guys
Max, you're on deck.
too
It's
close.
Hugin's turn right now.
I know.
I hold and 3 ice daggers appear in it, and I toss all 3 at it at once.
Alright.
It's just going to hit these magic missile.
All right, magic missile.
Alright, that is grand total of 9 damage.
You said 9 damage? I see a 5 and a 3 and a 2. Wouldn't that be 10?
That would be 10. I'm sorry, that looked like a 1 to me from my perspective.
It's all good. I just wanted to make sure. Maybe who knows? Maybe I was the one who was seeing it wrong.
Yeah,
Alright.
I saw it wrong. I'm sorry.
Anything else
And-
for you, Hugin?
I would like to move a little bit. I can do that.
All right.
Feel a little bit better. There we go.
All right. So now it is Max's turn, and then on deck will be the enemies.
All right, I'm thinking about this logically because the fact that if I try to attack it and if it did eventually get destroyed, those two would be in the danger square. I wanted those two to get out of the way as much as possible, but I'm just thinking about what would have happened anyway. I mean, I worry. Only I guess I will just use my I won't use my I could use my boomerang, but it won't do much damage. But the point is, I'm trying to get them to get away from that thing, because if we were trying to destroy it, we don't want that thing to yoink, and if they blew up, that's a problem. The dilemma. I'm gonna use my boomerang to throw at it.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
A 7, I missed.
A 7 does miss. It goes right above, circles back around, and comes back to you.
Just catch it.
Anything
But
else you're
instead, I
looking to
failed
do?
that. I'm gonna dash towards the left side here, where Hugin is.
All right.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to tell everybody to get out of the way of that monster, because if it blows up, it's going to hurt a lot.
All right. So you are making a dash over towards Hugin, telling the knight and Bucket to get away. But it is now the enemy's turn, and the enemy now has 2 prime targets. The scorpion is going to make 1 claw attack at Bucket. Cock die. Oh boy. That's a natural 20. So it's automatically gonna do 8 plus another 1d8. That is gonna do 18 damage to Bucket.
Oh God, Bucket, no!
Breaking the 4th wall, she's at 10 HP. And then the second claw attack is going to be at the knight, which misses. However, the stinger is going for Bucket. Oh God, that hits. Okay, so there's a chance because I gotta roll 1d10 plus 2. Oh my God, that is 12 damage to Bucket.
Bucket! I
So
scream and
Bucket
cry.
dead or unconscious?
Hang on. I just realized I gotta review some rules, so I'm gonna pause the recording. We'll be right back. All right. So I've turned off the music for this because we might have a problem. Thankfully, my players have given me some insight. Bucket needs to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. Otherwise, the poison damage will kill her. I don't even want to use the digital roller for this because I fear that it's going to screw with her, even though she has a +4. I'm going to use physical dice, and I'm going to use a set I haven't touched all session. All right, everybody, wish me luck.
Please, please, please let Bucket live. I do not want to
Guys,
see a dead Gobbo. Mm.
I bring devastating news. Bucket got a natural 1.
Bucket! No!
You guys,
Let us give her one of our points of inspiration.
You know what?
Yes,
I'll
we will
allow
let
it.
our points
Who's
of
giving their
inspiration
point
say-
up?
I'll give up 1.
Okay. Bucket will make the save one last time.
Please, please live, Bucket. Please live. We love our Gobbo.
She got an 8 total.
I give my point of inspiration.
All right. Rolling the third save. +4. She got a 7.
She can have one of mine.
We
All right.
refuse to let Bucket die.
All right, here we go. Everybody has
Please
contributed a
live.
point. Nobody can contribute any more points.
Bucket, please live. Please live. Please live. Please live, Bucket. Please. Please.
She was
please.
2 off.
No!
You guys watch as the scorpion, first with the claw, crushes into her. She lets out a scream of pain as blood comes up. But she looks like she might survive. The second claw completely misses the knight. Swing! And she just ducks right under. However, the scorpion rears back its tail and thrusts it straight into her chest as she lets out one last cry of pain, screaming in agony. You see the tail begin to glow a bright green as the green moves up to the tip of the tail, and you can see it being injected into her as some is kind of pouring out. She turns to you all and she says her final words. At least I died protecting my friends.
Bucket! I want you to live.
So, happy 2-year anniversary, I guess.
Anniversary lost Bucket.
Allow us to take a moment of silence
The best Gobbo.
for the best Gobbo.
She's dead, not making death saves, right?
She is dead,
She
not
fails.
making death saves.
There's no
Alright.
death saves anymore. We gave all our points.
All right.
We will avenge, but we will give the Gobbo a proper burial.
And so,
Enough.
with that was the scorpion. It is now top of the round, round 3. And because Bucket is no longer with us, it is the knight's turn. She looks down at the goblin who has passed, and she looks to you all. She sees Max, who looks absolutely distraught, and everybody has a look of gloom on their face. And she says, "No! I cannot let this stand! So long as I am living and breathing, the Savagelands shall know peace!" And with that, she readies her longsword and takes a swing. Pause for effect. Let me frickin' pull up her character sheet. Natural
Justice for the
20!
goblin.
Okay,
Where was
so
that
she's
mean?
automatically gonna do 8. Plus another 1d8. That's 2. So that's 10 plus 5. 15 points of damage. This scorpion is looking rough. Then, what she is going to do before she makes her second attack is she is going to make a strength check. And she succeeds. She picks up Bucket, turns to Rexius and shouts, "Catch!" and chucks Bucket's body towards you. Rex, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Got it. Not good at those.
Please catch Bucket.
Non-natural 1.
You do have one more point of inspiration if you want to use it.
I cried for a dead.
You had 2
Yeah, I'll
total.
use it. Might as well. That's a 14.
With a 14, you are able to catch Bucket as she makes her second attack, thrusting the sword, and she hits. She thrusts the sword into the Scrapable Scorpion's head and twists the blade. And with that, you can hear the scorpion begin to hum and whirl as it makes its explosion. She makes her dexterity saving throw. And she succeeds, so she's going to take half damage. She once again only takes 1 point of damage as she jumps out of the blast radius. And with that, the giant scorpions are now dead.
We just make a grave for Bucket, but we'll give her a proper grave. A grave that anytime a person sees it, they know of a hero has fallen. And if we find a way to bring the poor gobble back through revival, I just hope we could, but sadly no.
Of spells that can do that. But the longer she remains in the desert, the longer possible resurrection could possibly take. I'm unfamiliar with the logistics in their entirety, but we must reach civilization fast, or it may be a very long time for Bucket, if at all.
So do you guys choose to bury Bucket here?
While they were talking, I put Bucket back into her actual bucket.
You
We
notice
must-
that the
we
magic
must take
that would allow her to morph into the liquid and go into the bucket, it does not work. She's
We must take.
Let's.
I figured, but
You do not take her to civilization. Possible resurrection will be.
Yeah, if we do find a way to resurrect her, that'd be great. If not, well, we'll find a highest point in this place in the Savagelands and bury her and engrave her bucket in her name.
Well, if that
real quick,
happens-
taking a quick pause real quick. Max, do you need a moment?
Bucket's my favorite goblin in this series, you know. Just a poor goblin.
I understand.
If we are taking a pause, I do want to ask how much longer we're planning to have session for.
All right, guys, we will be right back. All right, guys, and we are back. Mark, you had something you were wanting to do?
Right. I would place 2 coins on Bucket's eyes, and I start the process of casting Gentle Repose.
All right. The ritual, if I remember correctly, ritual casting takes about 10 minutes. 10 minutes go by. The spell is now officially in effect, and the knight walks up to you and turns to you all and says, I am so sorry for your loss. I feel like this is my fault. If I hadn't been so reckless, she wouldn't have rushed in to try and save me. I am so sorry.
I'm not gonna blame you. You're doing your job. You wanna make sure all of us gets to there safely, and we want you to be alive as much as we want Bucket to be alive. If anything, it's better to not lose 2 people than to lose. It's better not to lose 2 people. Losing 1, we have a chance to at least bring back, but losing 2 would mean, well, with the grave situation, yeah, it would be much worse.
I will say there is a
guys need to-
chance of bringing your friend back, but it is a chance.
Yes.
I have heard rumors that that in the hospital they are working on experimental resurrection technology. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, it's going to be pricey. But it is
Anything for our favorite goblin to come back, you know. Price don't matter if we get our friend back, because friends, they matter.
I need to basically cast that every 10 days, or her decay period will once again resume. And every time the counter drops down, we come closer to a point. So I always need to be back to the goblin that is at that certain point before the timer can go down.
Yeah, it's basically if something happens to our companion here, well, the countdown will just begin and we'll keep counting down until we can no longer bring back a gobbo.
well,
You know, stabilize and.
the knight speaks up.
But you're fine.
I realize that over these 10 days, I have not taken the time to introduce myself, and I am sorry for that. My name is Aluka Copper, and I am a member of the Knights of the Future. Now that we've gotten that, now that we've gotten that introduction out of the way, we're so close. Let's keep going. The next 2 days are very much uneventful. Clear weather, no mana storms, nothing like that. And then, after 10 grueling days across the sun-scorched wasteland, you crest the final dune, and behold it, Ironhelm. The city rises like a mirage brought to life, its walls shimmering under the desert sun. They are crafted from immaculate mirror-like steel that reflects the fiery hues of the setting sun, making the city appear wreathed in flame. Above it, a massive orange dome shimmers with an ethereal glow, shifting like liquid light. Its holographic surface pulses faintly, as if alive, offering glimpses of a futuristic skyline within. Inside the dome, the city gleams in stark contrast to the desolate wastelands. Towers of polished chrome and glass stretch towards the heavens, each adorned with vibrant streaks of neon light that flicker in mesmerizing patterns. Roads of smooth obsidian black weave seamlessly between these structures, their edges glowing faintly to guide travelers, and the air hums with energy. The dome itself interacts with the darkened sky above, casting constellations of glowing symbols and fractal patterns that dance across the heavens, as if the stars themselves were bending to Ironhelm's will. This is no mere city. It is a marvel of technology, a bastion of innovation and power that defies the wasteland surrounding it. And for a moment, you forget your journey's hardship, lost in awe of this technical wonder. And that is where we're going to end today's session. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much to my amazing players for joining me on this wild ride. I didn't think we were going to have a character death this soon, but I actually do have it written in here that you guys level up. So you guys are officially level 4. So next session, new intro, new everything. New levels, all of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please put an F in the chat